You know I'm laughing because I'm wondering how they
What?
how the sound is.
There you go. You're live, Dina.
We are officially live, and we did not send a message
Did-
out on Instagram. Should I
That's
let
not going
people
to
know?
affect it. No, I'm thinking if your phone rings, that's when we go
Oh
live.
no, you know what?
That's
Actually,
when we go live, right?
yeah. But you know what I should do? Do not disturb and let everyone know because I'm not wearing my watch.
Oh,
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. You are tuning into the Knitting Place podcast. My name is Dina. You can find me at the Knitting Place on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook.
I am Pam Sapp on Instagram, Ravelry, and Pam Sappians on Facebook. Hi, guys. How are you?
Excellent sound.
There you
Woo! Thank you, Melanie. I was going to call it. Hello, can you hear us?
Exactly.
Hi, Marcia. Thanks for tuning in.
Hopefully, everyone is doing well this Monday evening, early evening, late afternoon.
Yes.
And
Good evening if you're just tuning in. So, yeah, last week was a disaster. The sound is good. Well, I called Optimum, that is our carrier, and they did a hard reboot.
hopefully that works.
And they said that should take care of it. So hopefully we should have no trouble.
Have to call them and tell them to do a hard reboot in my house. Maybe that would work.
I had to do that at my home
service
also, but
at home.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, these cable companies, it's so silly.
It's
I was
like a
talking the
monopoly.
other day. What was it we were talking about? We have a booster. So not only are you paying X amount a month for cable,
Right.
that's not good. Then you have to buy a boost. So I mean, you should be providing
But
me
you're
with
in a
good
tiny
service
space.
without a boot. Well, I don't. Who knows? I don't know what that has.
I mean, it's not like you're in a sprawling ranch.
It's not like I live on a farm in the middle of nowhere. I live 20 miles out of New York City, so I should have good service, right, guys? Anyway, hopefully everybody had a great weekend. You got some knitting done, and you had a good time. If you weren't knitting, you did something that was fun, right?
Yes.
Anyway, go ahead, Diane. What were
I
you going to
took
say?
the red eye, so I'm a little foggy. So if I say things that don't make sense, I apologize in advance. That's all I have to say. I didn't get much knitting done. We hit the pavement running with wedding plans. Kids have a lot to do, a lot of decisions to make, and yeah.
But
it's hard being
right
across the pond,
well,
as they
that's
say.
hard, right? It's hard when you're not across the pond. Never mind being across the pond, right?
Hello from all over.
But they always have ideas on what they want to do, versus what you want to do.
Absolutely. Hello from Luxembourg, Central Coast.
Hello.
Hello from, is that Girly in Norway? Oh my goodness, Norway. Hello. Calgary, Alberta. Hello. And hello. Oh, dude, are you going to display yarn for Hohi's latest release in kits?
Yes.
Joan, you read our minds. We are. Hello, Sweden. Hello, Canada. Hello, Arizona. Okay.
All places we could be, right?
I know, right? If only.
Anyway.
So where should we start?
What do you want to talk about?
We have so much to talk about. I feel like last week's podcast was an absolute disaster, so we are going to be repeating a little bit. So we apologize if some of the content is a reiteration.
But there's a lot of There's a lot of new.
Right. We revamped.
Correct.
It's amazing, though. A lot of you did hear us and purchased some things online, and we did have to replenish. So,
I think the big news from last week's podcast was that we announced two new Zoom
classes.
One for the shift, which is what I'm wearing, and
I should get the Kari.
I can get it. Let me get it.
It's actually right there on the table.
Oh, it is right.
And one for the Kari cardigan. So we have two things, two different skill levels. This is probably a little bit more advanced, beginner, intermediate. This is the Kari cardigan designed by Moonstruck Knits, and Pam is wearing the shift cowl designed by Andrea Mowry.
Right.
And Pam and I were talking about it. The shift class, if you've never done mosaic knitting, it's an intro to mosaic knitting. I think we are offering it with two sessions, two 45-minute sessions. And it's a wonderful introduction to mosaic knitting. It's also an intro on how to do I-cord edging, how to weave in ends.
And the make one increases that are on the edge.
Correct.
So if if someone's not that familiar with make ones, and also color placement as well on the
Yes.
colors, because of course you don't have to buy the kit from us. You could have yarn at home and maybe want to know how you should order your colors, something like that. So you can also, that will also be discussed and covered. But we were talking about, that was the new thing in last week's podcast. Was that really correct, Dina?
Yes, absolutely. But I was going to say that Pam and I were discussing how the shift class is going to be a segue. We're thinking of maybe doing the pressed flowers cardigan as another class
mosaic knitting.
In mosaic knitting.
Right.
So that would be a great segue. So we're trying to build your skills. Some of you don't need the skills, or you just want the camaraderie. It's 2 sessions, 45 minutes each. It's not a big commitment.
We've had some people say they already have the yarn for it, that they purchased. They just didn't. I had someone message me, DM me, and said, "Oh, I bought the yarn last year. I've tried to make it, and she has a hard time with the I-cord edge and the make ones. So she's going to take the class."
Right, for tips and tricks.
Correct. So there you go. So that's, it's a fun, I found it kind of addictive because you always wanted to see the color change. So that's the fun part of it.
Right. And same here with the Kari. When I first knit the Kari, we had featured it, and many of you who purchased the kits a while back. And I think that's part of the reason why a lot of you requested the class is you already had it in stash. And we're not saying that you need to purchase a kit. We never say that. If you want to take our class, you're always welcome to stash dive or use whatever it is you have at home. If you feel like you want to revamp or brighten up something that you already have, or repurpose yarn that you may have, just give us a call. We'll be happy to help you out.
A lot of people do that.
Yes.
They did that on the Letho when we did that.
Yes.
People had the Letho, or they wanted to add a color or whatever it might be.
Right.
So anyway, that's what we talked about last week.
Yes. So we'll go over the kits again, of course. And
we have some items new to shop today. And as we mentioned, we have the Elton kits as well.
Yes.
There's another kit too. The Kari kits. Whatever. You'll see when we show you what we have.
Okay.
Where do you want to start, Diane?
Well, they all know what you're wearing. Pam is wearing the shift in the original Edinburgh colorway that I got for Pam when I was away. Absolutely love it. You can certainly get the same original kit. However, being that it's been many moons ago, the dyeing process, is always changing and ever changing with Spin Cycle.
There it goes.
So it's really beautiful. Now, wait a second. Where did you start? Like, can you show them where the cast on was?
It's back. This little triangle. You're going to start with a triangle.
And now it's interesting. So if you look at it, she started in this corner and then she ended up at the bottom. And this is like what you really see the most of. Actually, I don't even know about that. I think it's the middle that you see the most of.
I keep
really
changing my
everything.
mind. It's the beginning, it's the bottom, and it is the middle.
It's everything.
So I think it's just
so
everything.
All 3 colors are important. Is basically
right. And again, mosaic knitting. It's 2 rows, 2 rows, 2 rows, and you're always changing. You're even changing within sections. So that's the fun part of it. And each one looks different. No two will ever look the same because, again, Spin Cycle's yarns keep changing a bit in their colorways, right? They get brighter. Another color is in there that might not have been in the last batch.
No 2 kits
even
will
if
be
you
alike.
use the same colors, it won't look the same as
Think
the other
about
person.
It. Also in how you wind the skein.
And what end you start at.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. True.
Exactly.
So that's why it's such a great project. And the shift has been so popular, whether it's the shift hat, right? The shift cowl.
Shift again.
The night shift.
Night shift.
So there are
shift again.
You can be shifting many different ways.
The shifty.
But we didn't talk about our whips or anything.
No, well, wait. Let's talk about what I'm wearing.
That's what I'm wearing. Excuse me. Dinah's wearing.
I'm wearing Love Note. It's designed by Tin Can Knits. I used Suburban Stitcher, fingering weight, and I think it was also the mohair. And I see that it's getting...
And that was in Demure?
Blown out.
Colorway Demure, I think. Here. Put your arm up there. I'll give you some cover.
There we go.
Hold on.
It's a very pretty...
If I can get out of that light.
Very pretty pink. It's funny because we have...
Which way is it coming from? Maybe that's
anyway.
It's a very pale pink.
It's a pale pink.
And how much you used, Diana? Did you use 2 and 2?
Honestly, I don't recall it. I think it was 2 and 2. It couldn't have been 1 and 1.
Couldn't have been 1 and 1.
2 and 2.
Did you make it longer?
I may have made it longer.
Maybe a little bit. Not much, though.
I absolutely love it. I love like the balloon like sleeve.
Yeah, it's nice
Uh,
because it's balloons, but it's not
It's not too much.
drastic.
It's not
Yeah,
aggressive,
I like
right?
that.
It's not a big balloon.
And the lace work on the top is beautiful.
Yes, I had fun with that. Easy knit. The lace was easy to follow. It's on a bigger needle, so you certainly get immediate.
So, of course, if you want to
results.
make it, you go to Tin Can Knits, look at what the yarn quantities are for your size, and you can certainly, we don't have kits for Love Note, but of course, it's fingering and mohair together.
Which we have plenty of. So just
Correct.
call us and we'll be happy to help you out if there's something specific you're looking for. A perfect a perfect way to use sale yarn for some of you who are budgeting.
Mm-hmm.
Shibui Silk Cloud, 30% off. All Shibui yarn is actually on sale.
You could use that too. You could put Silk Cloud in there if you wanted to. Someone is saying yes, it's 3 skeins on the shift. Three different colors, 1 skein each is what it is.
Right.
And yeah, you could use Shibui.
Absolutely.
Yeah, lovely. Some lovely Shibui yarns.
I think we have some Dune also.
Yep.
That you can use.
Yep.
So who knows?
There
Maybe you'll find a color that you like. Your Love Note is lovely. It's in my queue, and the soft color you used is great. The soft color is Demure. It's a beautiful shade. It's like a porcelain pink.
Diane does such nice pinks.
Yes, Diane from Suburban Stitcher. I don't know that we have much of her yarn right now. Definitely not
the mohair, but you might have some fingering. I don't know how much of it we have.
Might be I'd have to check.
Depends if you only need 2 skeins.
Right, we might be able to do it.
It's not that much, but there's Suburban. No, I didn't mean Suburban Stitcher. There's Madeline-Tosh Light.
Oh,
there's
absolutely.
Kokon fingering. There's so much fingering, as Dina mentioned. There's the Shibui on sale. There's just a bunch of fingering.
Yes,
I'm not thinking of it all. Moondrake fingering. A bunch.
There's a lot.
Yep.
A lot to choose from.
So anyway, you could, if you need help with the mohair, just give us a call, and we'd be happy to help you.
Absolutely. So, any FOs?
No.
No FOs. I only have one.
No, not for me. I should have, but I don't.
I finished the gift for my mailman, or one of the mailmen. I think he's like a runner.
What yarn did you use for that? You were saying a fingering and a
no.
That's what you said. You must have thought I was asking something else.
For the big hat?
Yeah, I was saying, how did you get that out of that?
Not big wool. It's
the big chunky yarn. Right.
Earth.
Right.
From Wool Addict.
Did you hold anything with it?
No.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, Earth. I'm thinking. Okay,
Earth.
Yeah, the big fat one.
Yeah. So this is 1 skein. I had.
Can you wear it with the rib down?
Yeah. Here, I'll put it on.
Okay. Whoops. Let's see.
I guess you can wear it like a slouch.
It's a free pattern.
Although nowadays they're wearing everything cone head.
They are, but you can. I would say you could put a pom-pom
it.
on it. We've had people in the past, but that looks great that way, Dan.
Yeah.
Put a pom on it. You can cuff it if you want it cuffed up for a shorter.
He wanted it cuffed.
Yeah, the men wear it that way.
Yeah.
It's a free pattern. It's called the big hat.
The Big Hat.
I
think it's by Davina Choy.
Yes.
You put the link in the show notes.
I did.
Yeah. So this is it. He'll be happy. I haven't seen him in a long while.
So if you have a chunky yarn sitting around, or maybe you have 2 bulky yarns or something, you put them together. You can make a hat.
So this was
what
I had
of odds and ends. Yeah.
Quite a bit. And that's it. That's my only one.
Oh, Amy, are you in Aruba? Are you still in Aruba?
She wants to know about the Musselburgh. I don't have it here. I took it with me.
What did she want to know?
The length before switching.
I will tell you. Oh, before
what I did.
What you did. Yours was 20 inches. Yours was 20 inches long.
That was 22. No, I was going to weigh. I was going to measure it for you, Amy. It's either 10 or 11.
You weren't at 22.
No.
Okay. Remember, I was at 18.
Maybe it was
4
20.
inches longer than me. You might have been at 20 and a half, or like that, but you weren't at 22. Mine was at 18, which is, I think, what the pattern said. 18 and a half, maybe. And mine was too short.
Oh,
it's fine.
She's on the plane? How do you have service on the plane?
She's on the plane? Is that what she said?
Yes.
How was Aruba? It looked lovely. Did you have a drink for me?
I didn't even have a chocolate croissant for you.
You didn't? Did you have any croissant?
In the morning with like the breakfast.
So have two.
It was a tiny little
croissant.
It was, breakfast is included.
Yeah.
Kind of like
and that was all it was?
We had no time.
Disappointing, Diane.
So bummed. But what I was going to say, Amy, speaking about the Musselburgh, if you're doing it with the with the intention of folding over the cuff. I would recommend trying it on and fold over to see how much of a brim you'd like to show.
Yeah, and I would say a piece of advice would be if you think it's long enough, it's not. Go extra. Again, I did 18 and a half, and I don't think it was, I don't cuff mine up. I definitely wouldn't be happy cuffing mine up because it'd be too short.
And I have a small head, and I thought the 20 inches was a little bit, or 21, maybe mine was 21. I thought it was long enough. I kept
she has a smaller head, though, but she's got a smaller head. Her head measures 20 inches around, so, just keep that in mind.
JetBlue free internet. Go JetBlue. We just flew Delta and Air France. There's no way. First of all, with the free Wi-Fi, no, I couldn't get Instagram.
Said JetBlue is going to be flying to Paris this year. That's what he said. But I will tell you, my son is going
to get those flights for the way.
My son is, I don't know when they're doing it though. My son is flying next week to England, to London, to watch a soccer game. And he's flying on JetBlue.
Nice.
JetBlue red-eye to London.
Nice.
So
I have to say, it was a red-eye flight, but we stayed up.
You didn't sleep?
No, because
do you find you can't? I find them on a red eye. It's like everyone is sleeping. If I don't sleep, I'm bothering people.
I put my light on it. I didn't care.
I know, but was your husband sitting next to you?
He slept. He has the eye mask, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, but if your husband wasn't sitting next to you,
I might feel a little bad. But they have the overhead lights.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
that's
on
what
me.
they're there for. I know. I agree with you.
I'm paying for a seat just like anybody else.
So what did you do?
I knit my Tosca.
I thought you didn't get anything done.
No, that's the only time I knit.
Oh, is
I posted on the plane just before we took off. I don't even think it actually posted because I was at the part of the, I knit I guess I'll talk about my whip.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm knitting the Tosca.
By Natasja Hornby.
Yes, it's another test knit. Thank you. So she is talking about putting in darts.
Yes,
for your girls. And I've never done that. So I posed the question.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But you don't have to put the darts in.
No, of course it's optional. And it's great.
Is that a cardigan or a pullover?
It's a cardigan. She has optional darts and optional waistline, like waist shaping.
Oh, you can do the waist shaping?
No. I opted for darts, but no waist because I'm a little.
Okay. So, well, you know what? You're wearing a cardigan. You got something under it. How fitted do you want it? That's the way I look at it.
I didn't do it. Yeah. It's okay. So I did
love
darts.
Cardigans. To me, they're more work, but they're so wearable.
Not too many. So when I posed the question, I was surprised. Not too many had done darts before.
No. Yeah.
And I have to say, it was super easy. They're just short rows.
You know who does darts?
Elizabeth Zimmerman?
No. I think I want to say Woolen Pine did something with darts, but I
steam it. I don't know that you can even really tell.
Well, you shouldn't be able to tell.
But I mean, it's not like it's. I guess it's showing that there's a little fullness.
Yeah, I can.
But it's not crazy.
I can see it down here.
And look at how fun the patterning is. I'm going to do a post. It's really crazy. So a few people in the group. I haven't posted pictures yet to the group. I really need to do that. They asked me what color I was knitting, and did I describe it to you as like a gray day with like the sky blue kind of just. It's very gray, but it's got flecks of blue, and it's Rowan.
It's not very gray. It's like a silver gray.
Silver gray.
Right. It's not like a deep gray.
No. And then it's got like flecks of the blue tweed in there.
You showed it up close last week, I know, with the blue flecks.
So it's funny. We took off, and we were landing in France.
Coming with the needle.
Oh, thanks, Pam. My marker. I took a picture. It was like rolling clouds, and the like the sky was reflecting on the clouds, looking like it literally looked like the pebbly texture. Yes, so I'm going to do a side-by-side picture. I thought it was so cool.
I love textured stitches. They're interesting to knit, and they're much more forgiving than if it wasn't, right?
Absolutely.
I think
and there's, there's texture, there's rib, there's shaping. Yeah. There's a lot going on here. There's stockinette. So I've got a ways to go.
There you go.
That's my Tosca.
So that's your Tosca.
What about your whips?
I don't have.
You want me to do all my whips?
Well, I have one that's not interesting. Again, it's still the. I shouldn't even be showing it because I didn't make much progress at all. I didn't have much knitting time at all. So it's my Brooklyn Raglan. My one sleeve you saw was done. My second sleeve,
you did a lot.
Well, I did from the underworld.
That's a lot.
It's a week's worth of knitting.
Well,
It's not
you
much.
had a
Had a
busy
bit
week.
going on. But anyway, so I have to give it a good steam. So that I am hoping for sure. And I said the same thing last week. I said, if I do a decrease a day, by the time I get to the weekend, when I have more knitting time, I won't have that much to do. But of course, did that happen? No.
Life got in the way.
And then I took it out. I was at the laundromat Saturday night.
Oh, I saw you post that. Did you get knitting done? I never get knitting done.
Well, you know what I got done? You want to hear what I got done? I took this to school with me. I figured if I could knit a few rounds, like at school,
On your
on a
break.
break or something, which is I did one day or 2 days. So I get to the laundromat and I said, okay, let me take it out and do again 2 rounds. But 2 rounds is 2 rounds, whatever it is, right? I take it out and I had to take out everything that I had done because it was too loose at school. So what I accomplished at the laundromat was taking it all off the needle, going down, putting it back on the needle, and figuring out where I was. So I said, well, at least I got that done at the laundromat, right?
Well, I feel like that's the risk you take. Like, I think
when you're out of your environment.
Yes.
I would have taken something else, but I had nothing else. I didn't have anything to take.
You need to cast on a new muscle bird.
There you go.
You said you were going to do
I don't know.
That's the kind of knitting that you need.
True. I don't have anything like that right now.
Yeah. Thank you, Sherry.
So anyway, that's my Brooklyn Raglan. And there are kits online. I made mine out of Hedgehog Tweedy DK. And we have kits in the Tweedy, and we have kits in 7th Floor yarns.
Yes.
Oh, my stomach, jeez.
It's growling.
7th Floor yarns, a Tweedy yarn, they're Tweed DK. So
yeah, the kits are beautiful, I have to say. Yeah. And even the we haven't showed it in a long time, but the Noir Tweedy is also gorgeous.
I love the Noir, yes. And I will say I do enjoy knitting with this Tweedy DK. It's a really nice yarn to knit with. It knits up very nicely. So, you could use a skein for a hat. If you have a skein laying around, you could do whatever. It's fun yarn.
My other whip, I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't finish it. I got a text saying that it was freezing in Paris, and I brought the Carlie mitts, which I showed you last week.
Oh, that's a Bespoke DK.
Roche lost one of her mitts, and I said I would replace it. Well, I clearly didn't get that much.
Well, you finished one of them.
No, this is hers. She lost one.
Oh.
I'm knitting a second one.
So that's the second one.
Much tighter. I'm hoping it'll stretch out.
When Audrey asked me to knit the sleeve on her sweater, her pullover,
it's hard when you have to
my
match.
gauge is totally different than hers. I said, well, you know what, Audrey, you should have knit it yourself then.
I'm hoping it's not too bad, but I still have a ways to go. It's pathetic. I'm like literally so close.
And I will say my Manhattan mitts that I showed last week, I gave them to Audrey.
Aw.
I gave them away.
How cute.
She said to me on Saturday, oh, I love those mitts. I want a pair of mittens. Blah, blah. Now, of course, I could make her a pair, but the chances of me this year making her a pair of mitts.
In time for the season.
I said, I still have my green LaGrosse mitts, so you can take these. I'll make another pair next year. So what kind of a mother am I? Good. But I said they really need to be washed, though. Okay. So she has to wash them. Please, she's got...
Does she have the hand soap?
She has the ukulele.
Okay. There you go.
So I'm a good mother, right?
Very good.
I knit her sleeve, and I gave her my mittens.
Super good.
And then when we went into Brooklyn yesterday, Daniel was wearing his Manhattan light. Aww. No, Manhattan bulky.
No way.
He was wearing it.
You should have taken a family picture.
I should have taken a picture. He was wearing it, and he said, it feels like it's stretching out a little bit. I said, well, it's on your head. It was tight when he got it. So it's going to, you can't wash it and shrink it, can you?
No, but I guess he likes a tight-fitting hat.
That was a tight-fitting hat when he got it. So. But he's still wearing it, so I have to work on a scarf for him.
All righty. Where shall we start? We have so much yarn around us.
Well, we were talking about the shift. You want to show the shift?
Yeah, I think
we should do the knit-alongs.
Okay.
And then we can do, if you want to see the new stuff and we don't have it, skip forward if you don't want to see the stuff.
Right. If you're not interested in doing our classes.
The last thing we'll show is the Hohi. We'll show the Hohi and the new stuff, right?
Here's one kit.
You got it, Dina?
Yeah. This is one of the kits for the shift. Now, if there's something that's out of stock, call us because we're well stocked. I should make an announcement. The new Vibe Check is coming in.
What is the Vibe Check?
It's that like glow in the dark spin cycle that everybody is waiting for.
Glow in the dark?
Super fun. So this is one kit, Verba Volant, Valley Girl, and Midsummer. We're not going to go through all of them. We're just going to show a sprinkling.
This one is lovely. This is for the bright ones, bright people. This is Truth Bomb, Overshadow, and then the lighter one is the new Ranunculus. How pretty is that? That's a very pretty set combo.
This is another pretty one. Miss Me, Wallflower,
That's
and
a pretty one.
Nostalgia.
I like that one. This was another nice one. This is Nostalgia. What is this one? Shade, there's The Saddest Place and Pick Your Poison. Look at those three together. Ooh,
gorgeous.
Lovely. Lovely.
I picked mine.
You did? Which is it?
It's in my bag.
What is it?
Guess.
One of these?
Guess.
Was it the one that you wanted that was over there? I don't think so because I saw it there.
Well, we replenished. I'm sorry, I'm standing up. We replenished some of the kits. So some of the kits that were sold out, we were able to replenish. And because we have sufficient stock, we might even replenish more. So just let us know. This is Devilish Grin, Mississippi Marsala, and Robin's Egg.
This is Bright Idea, The Castle, and Narcissus. Isn't that pretty? That's another pretty one.
Sorry, I'm reaching
That's
the
okay.
screen. Love this kit as well. It was actually very hard to pick. So I went with Ghost Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Wololo.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the third one?
I don't remember.
Cold Comfort.
Oh, good.
I do like this one, though, now that I'm picking it up. Shades of Earth, Stay Out of the Forest, which actually looks like almost like Rusted Rainbow.
It does.
And Bright Idea. So that's why it's so different. Every time you pick, you might have a set of skeins.
And you really don't want them too similar. You really don't. You don't want them too similar.
No, because then you won't have the contrast.
You want to see the contrast, exactly. Right.
It doesn't have to scream.
I mean,
it doesn't have to be
you
a
don't
bold.
have to go from orange to blue if you don't like, but colors that, that aren't exactly the same. This one is Bruised Ego, Ranunculus, and The Castle.
Angela was just asking, is it recommended to have high contrast colors for the shift?
Well, I will tell you, when Dinah brought me back, when the shift first came out, that's when she brought this back for me. And they went from low, medium, lighter, medium, and to darker color, So that's the way it came out. And from our experience with customers here in the shop, I will say, wouldn't you, Dinah, that that's probably the best way to go?
Yes.
I mean, but again, this one here is Lathe. This is the kit that I'm wearing. The way it doesn't
featured right now.
This is the dark green Lathe. This is the Castle, and this is Meadows. The Meadows. So you can see, although you can't read, that's really what mine looked like when you brought it back. Something like that.
Yeah, it's actually very true.
It really is, because that looks like that, and then this is down here.
And you have the shading of the green with the dark.
Yeah. So anyway, this is the way that I'm wearing.
You can twin with Pam.
The way it would be now. So anyway, there are about 15 kits online. Again, you don't need to buy the kit to join the Zoom knit along, and do what works for you. That's all. You can just do the knit along if you'd like. Right?
And there are many people who've already knit the shift. You don't need to buy the kit to make, to be a part of the class.
Correct.
You can certainly just take.
Exactly.
Just purchase a kit.
And this is the shift, and there you go. There's Andrea wearing the shift. There she goes.
Now here's Andrea's shift, and look at Pam's shift.
Right.
No two are alike.
There you go.
But it's interesting. She has the darker color around her neck also.
Right. The
way it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
There you go. Okay, so that is the shift Zoom knit along, or the shift if you just want to make the shift. And the other one that we've been talking about is Kari.
So Kari is a cardigan. It's knit from the top down. It's got a beautiful.
It's got a good stitch pattern.
Yes, I almost think it's called. I call it fish scales, but it's a broken seed stitch. It's got mosaic knitting down here. She was very clever. She had you do the mosaic flat, so she had you knit the sleeve in the round. Then you divide and you knit it flat, and then you go back. Yeah, so there's a portion in here that's actually sewn. She does a beautiful button band technique, which I thought was lovely. The attention to detail, as always, is remarkable.
Right. She's got the nice
She's got
raglan.
The pretty raglan.
Yep. And then the striping on the bottom.
Yeah. It just, honestly, I feel like I do think it looks like a Chanel.
It does. And then in terms of the color choices, you could decide to do whatever your two colors are. Dina and I both recommend that you swatch it both ways. When I say both ways, I mean yarn A, yarn B, one as the main color in one swatch and reverse it for the next one. So that's what that's what we'd recommend. And whichever way you like better, because one color overlays the other color.
Correct. So in other words, for my cardigan, my toffee was the main color and my shadow was the overlay color. And because my two colors were close in value, it really looks like a tweed. You can certainly go for something that's a little more high contrast. It'll definitely work. It just has a different image. And I'm going to show you one on Ravelry. One of the testers actually made it.
Here's hers. This is hers.
Hold on one second. I'm sorry that I don't have this.
She used like a cream color and like a navy on hers. Is that what she did?
Honestly, I don't recall what color she used.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I don't want to not be precise because it could also be a gray. It's hard to tell in the picture.
Yeah. But this was high contrast.
That's the one. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
With ivory, and I think it was either a dark gray or maybe a dark blue. I'm not sure. But as you can see, the ivory was the main color, and then she has the dark gray as the overlay. So that's what it would look like with high contrast. There's another one. I want to show you a black and a yellow one because that's another high contrast colorway, and I think it's interesting when you see. Mine was very close in color.
How did she do the black and yellow? Did she put the black?
Yes, the yellow
over the yellow. Right?
Yes,
the yellow was the main color.
Correct. So some people bought high contrast colors, and I just want to bring to your attention what that actually looks like. Where is she?
She will be there soon.
Yes, that's me.
It's coming up. So again, it's a little different because normally when you say main color, contrast color, it's a little different than this is going to look.
Actually, this is the yellow over the black.
Is it really?
Yeah. This is yellow over black. So you can see how that looks.
I wonder what the skeins look like, though. Is that really yellow? It looks gold.
Maybe it's gold.
Right. Yellow over black. So that behind color is going to be the color you're going to see on the sleeve detail when you do the mosaic and on your button band and collar. So I would still, even if I think I know which way I want it, I'm going to swatch it both ways to make sure.
Here's the other one.
Because I don't want to start. Oh, yeah, there you go.
So here's the inverse. This is a yellow mane. I don't think so. Okay. But this is the inverse now. It's a yellow mane or like a mustard
and
mane.
She has a black overlay.
So it's really interesting when you go to, I highly recommend going over to the projects pages and seeing how the play on color is. Because some people use the lighter color.
Because the overlay really diffuses the main color in the body of 100%. The sweater. Really a lot. Because when you look at that, you'd say, remember when you first started it? How many times did we go back and forth picking the colors?
And I kept swatching.
Because we didn't really know at that point, right?
I think I pulled different colors.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, that's always the way.
Yeah. I didn't.
So we have several different kits made up for the Kari. We've done, as Dina has, the Moondrake, which is a superwash sport weight, and that's what Dina used, right?
Yes.
We've done it in Weld, which is a non-superwash. We've done it in the Woolfolk DK, Tove DK, which is really a sport weight. That's how it's listed on Ravelry as a sport weight. And that is a non-superwash, but it's a really nice plump merino.
It feels like cashmere.
Right. It's lovely. So we've done kits with that. Wasn't there and a fourth way, I was going to say, and the Rama.
Did you bring your swatch?
Yes, I did. The Rama is my swatch. One of the things I was going to try to do, but I couldn't get accomplished was I showed this last week, I believe. There's my swatch. And
see up close, you can see the scale.
The scales. It does look like fish scales. And this particular one, I don't even remember now. I think the main color was what was the main color, Dina?
The
gold.
Yes, this was her main color.
And her overlay is the gray. silver gray. But this is not the correct gauge. I need to go down a needle size on this. So this
I
was
think for your
just
other one, you should
for
swatch
patterning.
the inverse.
Reverse it, yeah,
Just
reverse
to
it
see the impact
to
of
see the
color.
impact. But this again, I'm not doing these colors, so
No, but just to play. I mean,
to
it's
play
a good
around
play.
with the color exactly. So that's that.
You'll probably have to swatch it. Well,
I'll have to swatch again.
only because you would want
Right,
to see
I
which
wanna see
color.
which colors I want to see. And regardless, as I said earlier, even if I think this is my main color, I'm going to swatch it the other way too, just to make sure. Because
I
it's
highly
the nature
recommend
of this particular pattern, I think you should do that.
Highly
So
recommend it.
we have, so there you go. We have the Rama, we have the Moondrake Soft Sport, we have the Taupe DK, and we have Weld.
Right.
So there are 4 different, if you want to get the kit, there are 4 different kits to choose from.
We tried to cover the gamut. Some people have been leaning towards non-superwash. Some people can't knit with non-superwash, and they only
Right.
want superwash. They're very tactile.
And I will say the Rama is a very, it's very light in feel.
100%. I love the Rama.
Yeah, Rama's nice. So what do you want to show first?
Um,
You want to show
I
this,
think
the Sport, the Merino, the Moondrake?
we can start with the sport weight. Yeah, let's start with the sport weight. I just wanted to answer Daryl. She said she bought a kit from us a while ago to make the shift, but she never did it. Maybe she'll join the Zoom. Absolutely. You're more than welcome to.
Of course, yeah.
And if that gets you inspired to knit it, 100%.
Go for
Right.
it.
Learn a tip or a trick. And yeah, we'd love to see you there.
If nothing else, it gets you started on it. And I think if you get started on it, that you'll, because of the color change, it'll really give you the impetus to continue.
Right. And if nothing else, Daryl, you don't join the knit along, the Zoom class, you might just wind up those skeins and get that out of your stash. So maybe it was just an inspiration to cast on. It's all good. Marietta is saying she loves the Cardi, but I need a larger size. So I believe there's sizing on the pattern. You'd have to go to Ravelry and purchase the pattern, or look before you purchase to make sure there's adequate sizing.
Do you know what size it goes up to, Diane? Oh, I remember.
I don't have it.
48. It's 48.
No, that's what our kits go up
Yes,
to.
that's what I'm
but
saying.
If you needed more yarn, we do have yarn.
Can add to it.
We can add to it. Yes, absolutely. So if you need less skeins or more skeins, just give us a call and we'll be happy to help you out.
Not a problem.
Hello, Rochelle. Rochelle is watching. You have
Ah.
all your Moondrake to show. Rochelle from Moondrake is on.
So this is one of the combinations that's on the website. It's kelp with blue sage. Excuse me. And again, main color, contrast.
You choose. Which is your? I think I would do the. Yeah.
Right. So when she says that, this would be the main color.
I personally would.
Correct. There you go. So that's again kelp and blue sage.
Electric berry and black.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's getting a little blown out, but that's pretty. And I think in this particular case, I probably would also use electric berry as my pop and have the black overlay to quiet it.
This one is shadow and denim. I would probably do the denim as the main color. But again, swatch it. I may be wrong.
Brick and oatmeal. Very pretty.
I love that one.
This is very pretty. I love that it's tonal.
Although I do like this one.
It goes up to size 54. That's what our kits go up to, Denise, but I'm not sure. Can you check the pattern on Ravelry for me to see what size the full sizing? Or maybe it is. It goes up. Maybe it's 54 and a quarter. I could be wrong.
Dina made the large, and the large was 46 and something. Yeah. The next size after that is 48 and 3/4, I think. So
Right.
I don't remember what comes after that.
Right. So maybe 3XL is the largest at 54.
It could very well be.
This is dark brown and toffee, which is really very pretty. So these are closer in color, and that gives you a very overall even tweed, like one of those traditional tweed coats. I feel like that would give you very pretty. Oh, that is the largest. Thank you so much, Denise, for providing that. So 54-inch finished bust is the largest, and yeah, I guess it's not.
You can't go. It doesn't go into the 60s.
I don't think it goes
unfortunately.
larger. Another kit that we have is toffee and the oatmeal, which is another contrast, but warm tones, even in color. This is stunning. This is new. Dark spruce and the blue sage, which is a very, very pretty combination. There it is. That's a little bit better. Love this combo. This is very similar to Natasha's, the silver and navy. Or that kind of vibe, I should say. Love Poppy and Shadow. This is stunning. It's like a red and a gray. That is gorgeous. We were able to restock Electric Lilac and Black. However, we did add Electric Lilac and Navy, which is really pretty. It's just a little bit softer than the black.
Just give you.
That's a very pretty combo, Pam.
That's the navy. That is pretty. That's pretty.
I might have to step out of my box and just go for something poppy.
Something different.
Silver and Shadow. I think this is closer to what Natasha did. Don't really know her colors. Then there's Blue Sage and Prada Blue. Classic. Rochelle, what do you think of the kits? Denim and Navy. Another gorgeous combination for all you blue lovers. And that's it in the soft sport. I think on the website there's black and white. Actually, did black and white sell?
And there's also the Blue Sage and the natural.
Blue Sage and Natural is on the website.
Yeah.
So check the website. You love them all. Thank you, Rochelle.
They're all lovely.
Those are the Soft Sport by Moondrake. We also have Weld. Weld is a Merino Corriedale blend. I think it's 70-30. Right.
And these kits, I believe, I want to say, are 5 and 5. Yeah, the other ones are 6 and 6, right? 5
so
and 5.
70% merino wool, 30% Corriedale. We went with black and white, classic. This is a fun one. Love this. We had this in Moondrake's Soft Sport, which was also great. The navy and I think it was her. I don't know which green it was, but forest maybe. It was gorgeous. It was navy and forest, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Yeah, this was very popular. So navy, and this one is, it's actually Midnight and Juniper. Do you want me to get it?
No,
sure.
I have a system.
Midnight and Lake.
I have a system.
Now this is like the kit that we showed you, Mustard and Raven.
That would be like the one we showed, right?
And you can do it either way. We showed you both pictures. Pam, is this?
Yes.
Okay. This one here is Tobacco and Ash. Very pretty, except you don't get that red fluff. And then we also have Cabernet. No.
Yes.
Charcoal and Fawn. Stunning. And then Cabernet and Charcoal. So when you get this very even value in color, you'll get more of a tweed, as opposed to the high contrast. So you do you, whatever your comfort zone and, comfort level is.
Exactly.
That's what we recommend. Guys, we have a beautiful new yarn. I can't wait to show it.
Yes, I know. She should stay on the line.
I know, Rochelle, you have to stick with us.
Well, it's got a lot of her in the too.
I know, and the new kits also. So this is Woolfolk. It's Tove DK. This fiber is squishy. It's soft, and it really does feel like cashmere to the touch. So this will make a gorgeous jacket. This is, I guess, like a marine blue and a medium gray.
Correct.
Raisin with the light gray. Classic black and white. This is a gorgeous one. This is like a rust and a golden color. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. You know what I realized? We didn't bring up the Finnell kits. There's there are a lot more kits online. And you definitely want to, if you're interested at all in doing this, I would say that you should go to the website and see all the different options.
Right. And there's going to be one thing that appeals to you more than another, whether it be the super wash versus non-super wash or the colors.
This is a very dark charcoal and raisin. And this is just charcoal and raisin.
Now the
so more
colors in
even.
the colors in the wool folk are more basic colors.
Yes,
you're not going to find
definitely.
like a bright yellow or pink
Thank you, Denise.
in that, right?
Yes. So those are basically the two classes that we're offering, the Zoom classes, Kari, as well as Shift. So if they inspire you to cast on, wonderful. If you'd like to join us in our new knitting adventures, welcome. And let's move on.
The next thing we're going to talk is this, right?
Yeah, new kit on the block.
The Elton pullover from Joji.
Who's been eyeing this all day? Absolutely gorgeous. It's Madeline Tosh, merino white. I think it's with ritual dye, maybe a mohair.
Mm-hmm.
It
can be as contrast or non-contrast, depending
correct.
on what you like.
It looks like she went for a solid and a multi.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show the pattern again? Sorry, I'm late. Kathleen, which pattern are you referring to? We're going to do a class in the Kari, which is this pattern, as well as a class in the Shift cowl. Yep, by Andrea Mowry.
Right.
These are the two. This is designed by Moonstruck Knits, Natasja Hornby.
There you go. So now we're talking about the Elton pullover, which is a takeoff on her Elton cardigan, which mixes a fingering and a fingering weight yarn with mohair.
Was that done in Shibui? Did she originally design that in Shibui?
Someone did it in Shibui. I don't know if she designed it in Shibui. We had customers make
Maybe
it in
it was
Shibui.
not. Yeah,
I think
it
we
was
had
just
customers.
fingering.
So again, if you have some fingering weight, go online and look at the colors available in the Shibui Silk Cloud because it is 30% off.
That might appeal to you.
And I'm looking at a nice bag of ash.
Yes, which is a beautiful silvery gray.
Right, exactly. So you might pick a mohair if you're interested in doing this. So is there anything else what sizes do our kits go up to on this?
We have two sizes. We went up through a 52-inch finished bust,
which is the third size.
Which is up, right. You'll have enough yarn to knit up through the first three sizes. And with that, you get 2 skeins of fingering weight with 1 skein of mohair. We'll start with those kits. And on the line, Elton Cardi was designed with La Bien-Aimée. Thank you, Rochelle. Yeah, you're right.
We had customers who did it.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So we have
we did it 2 ways. We did a few kits that go through size 52, which is the third size, and I believe the other kits go through size 6 sizes, which goes to 64.
Correct.
It's an oversized piece, of course. Right?
Right.
So this one is made with moondrake outside the window, a beautiful kind of tealy speckle with a matching mohair. And this will go through the size 52. What is the positive ease? Do you know, Diana?
I didn't.
Okay, I can look it up.
I'll look it up while you're showing.
Now this one is, again, the first 3 I'm showing are through size 52. This is Madeline Tosh, Merino Light. How do you say that, Dina? Kauai?
No, Kauai.
Kauai.
It's an island in Hawaii.
You see, I don't know that. Kauai, beautiful with the speckles. Look at that. With a party in a skein from Moondrake. So that's a lovely combo. Sorry, Dan.
No problem.
And then the next one, the last one in that size range, is a Moondrake colorway called Cold River. It's a beautiful, like a denim-y blue with a green. You can see it there. And again, let me turn this around. A matching mohair from Moondrake. So there you go. How pretty is that? Very soft. Those are the 3 kits we have that go through size
52 inches. Now, Pam had asked, what is the recommended positive ease? She's actually calling for 16 inches of positive ease.
Wow.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. You don't, I mean, I would be a 40, finished 40. So, 40 around actual. So, I mean,
I think I'd be comfortable knitting it through the 52.
But again,
however, I knit the boxy.
That's what I was just going to say.
I did knit the boxy with a 60-inch finish.
I was going to say that.
And it's perfect. It's light. It's fingering weight, and it just has the most beautiful drape that I don't object to having so much positive ease. So you do you. You know.
Exactly.
I think I did it, which was great. But, absolutely do what
Got it.
you like. If you have a boxy or oversized sweater that's a fave in your closet, I'd recommend, sorry, Pam, it rolled off. I would recommend measuring it, and you could see which size you'd like to make. Yes, Meryl, we are talking about the Elton. Thank you for joining us. If you're just joining us now, oh my goodness, Southern New Zealand. Good morning to you. Right now we have Madeline Tosh, glazed pecan.
No, rye bourbon.
Oh, it's glazed pecan.
No, this is rye bourbon.
Oh, maybe
sorry.
it's
Glazed pecan. Forget rye bourbon.
And this one here is chicory.
There you go.
So that's a tonal.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
This one is from Moondrake. It's called Romance.
Love this one. There's only one of this kind.
And a matching. Is that matching?
Yes.
Romance. That's
Mohair.
lovely. That's a very pretty
Absolutely stunning. Rochelle, your colors are gorgeous.
That is beautiful. That's a beautiful colorway. And this is Madeline Tosh, Central Park West. And it's not a good representation of the thing, really.
We paired that with cobblestone.
Oh, that looks great together.
Yes, very pretty.
Good together. Very nice. Very pretty.
Now, these kits go up to size 64-inch finished bust. If you do sizes 4, 5, and 6, you need the 3 and 2. If you'd like any of these kits for a smaller size and you need less yardage, just let us know, and we'll be happy to credit you. Do sleeves tend to run narrow? They look pretty skinny. Joyce, that's a very good question.
Do they look skinny?
They do look skinny, and they do run narrow. But it's funny that you say that.
But it's a drop. It's a big drop.
Yes, she only has about a 4 or 5 inch armhole. I will tell you, when I knit my boxy, I did notice that. And I actually knit the size that I would for my size that at the time that I wanted, which was a 60-inch circumference. However, because my arms are a little bit wider here, I made sure I accommodated for the larger size in your armhole. So know your arm, know your sleeve.
How you like
if you're not sure, measure. And, if you need any assistance in doing the adjustment, I'm sure you can contact Hohi and her team. I'm sure she has this on her Ravelry thread. You can always pose the question, and you can always reach out to us, and we'll be happy to try and help you out. We can answer the question as well.
So this is another great kit from Moondrake. It's called Wildflowers. Look at that, guys. How
that's gorgeous.
Is that?
It really does look like wildflowers.
That's a great representation of it right there.
Yeah.
You got that one?
Yes. This one here is called Venti Dragon Mocha. And that's with olives.
I love that name.
Beautiful green mohair.
Yeah. And this last
actually it has like an interesting glow on it. It's like olive with I don't know.
I see like a toasty.
Yeah,
it does like
beautiful.
a gold. And this is Misty Mountain matching color mohair and fingering from Moondrake. And it's really like a light grays and you get like a yellowy green. Very pretty. So that is Misty Mountain. And those are the kits for Hohi. Now, of course, you can always...
If you want, we went with more spring-like colors because we feel like this is one of those transitioning style sweaters as we head into spring. If you want a darker color, by all means, just reach out and we'll be happy to pair something.
And you can always curate your own colors, like we said. Look and see what we've got plenty of fingering, so look and see what there is that you like. And again, it doesn't have to be,
It could also be two-tone. It could be striped. There are a few people that did it in 2 different colors. By all means,
you could do a color like a leopard, and if you want, you can put a cream color stripe mohair in there if you want.
Anything goes.
Anywho, so that is those are our kits, right?
New kits on the block,
right?
But now we have new in shop,
which we love to show you. Which is first?
Let's show Rochelle's new yarn.
Yes,
it's called the Plush Paka Paka. And this is a beautiful brushed yarn. It's called Plush Paka Paka. It's 70% baby alpaca with 30% merino wool. It's dyed to this beautiful soft pastel called Unicorn.
I love the label.
The label is new. Are
fabulous.
You making new labels, Rochelle?
Love that label.
New branding?
It's
Not
like a
sure
cotton ball. It looks like a cotton
It's
ball.
so
Let's see if
pretty.
we can get closer. Yeah, there you go.
New branding. Okay.
That is
Now-
very good, a very good representation of the color. And Dinah's going to show you a picture of what
Some
she did with it.
skein inspiration. With one skein, Rochelle knit the Sophie scarf, and she had enough yarn with 162 yards to make these beautiful dense pom-poms.
I wonder what
So
needle she
pretty.
knitted on. Did she knit it
So
on?
since she's on, did you do any modifications? And what needle were you on?
It well, the label says recommended 9, 8, or 7, 7, 8,
So
or 9.
7 to 9.
7 to 9.
Let's see if she answers
You are
this.
7 to 9.
And did you do the scarf or the shawl? I imagine this is the scarf.
It looks like the scarf.
Yeah.
And
so pretty. So there are only 6 skeins
look
online.
At that. That's a great color.
If I
right
do
there.
sell out, I can reorder. So don't fret if you don't get on. If you don't get this first batch, and I do have to say, I don't have any UV light, but this does glow.
That's a gorgeous one right there.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
But again, it's just
They're
the way
all the
it's
same, called
spun
unicorn.
Up. Yep. So that is
super
new in
nice.
shop.
It's got very thick. I think she said she knit this in one night.
It's a merino core, it says.
Merino core with brushed, with alpaca brushed through it. And she hasn't given us her secrets yet, but maybe she will. Let us know, Rochelle. Let us know. Go. So that's new in shop. Plush Paca.
Yep.
And then we have the beautiful new yarn from Cocan. We are super excited to have their Superwash Merino DK. Oh, here she is. She used a size 7 and added a couple of inches in the middle. So that's kind of like what we did.
But you probably did the narrower one, right?
Yeah. Did you do the thinner version or the wider version?
There she goes.
Thank you for sharing your details. So
is she saying, is that Debbie Merrill is saying? I think she's talking about.
Hold on, Meryl. We're just about to introduce them all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have 3 colorways in the Cocan DK. This here is Debbie,
Carl, and what is her name?
Sonia.
Yeah. But there are other colors, right, Dina?
I think we have the pastels and the fingering weight. There's another shipment.
Oh, and the fingering weight.
Yeah, there's another shipment that we have to unbox and enter, but we started with these. This one kind of reminds me of that black licorice.
That's what it was inspired by.
Yes, so I agree. It's super cute. I think this has a lot of space dyeing going on. This is
201 yards
per skein
on a US 5. What does it say? 7 millimeter. What does that mean? Oh no, I read it wrong.
US 5 to 7 needle.
Oh, 5 to 7,
yeah.
right.
Is what she's recommending. You can find patterns online. Anything with the DK weight will go. Depending on the rhythm of the pattern and the number of stitches, you might get a zebra effect, a pooling effect. I'll open one skein to show you how it's dyed. It's super fun. And this yarn is kind of going viral on Instagram. Everyone is into it. Look at how pretty that is.
Half and half.
Neat, right? It's kind of like a dip dye. And then the Debbie is a space dyed. It's got, she's got the color sprinkled throughout.
Right. And again, the aqua, the yellow, a little bit of pink, a little bit of, there you go. There's good representation of the colors right down there.
So this is new yarn from Cocan. Took a while to get. So if you have been emailing me or asking me about it, I highly recommend that you hop on and get the skeins that you want. This is what we have so far, but we have mohair and fingering all coming in as well. This is just the first of our deliveries, and we're super excited. Intentional pooling projects with Cocan. Yes. Did you see someone did the Shelley in mohair? No, I did not, Meryl. Oh, the Debbie in mohair. It is a very unique colorway, Denise. They're super fun.
Yes.
So that is our new yarn from Cocan. Our new yarn from Moondrake. Plush Paca. I snagged a skein for myself.
Yeah. And don't forget, people are still making and still very much on board with the Saturday shrug.
This would be wonderful in there.
Yep,
as an alternative.
Imagine if you put that in with
it's like a heavy worsted Aran weight
with the stripe.
You could do this with a spin
cream
cycle.
Oh, with spin cycle, could do that too. Yeah.
Or just plain cream. Oh,
Yeah.
that would be
That
like
with
a
plain
beautiful
cream with that
oh
stripe
my
in there.
goodness, that would be like a winter wonderland.
But anyway, so that would be a lovely. So again, there's people are still doing the Saturday shrug. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yes. Right. Anybody have any questions? It's amazing. We're always at the 1 hour mark. Look at that. 1 hour and 19 seconds.
We've got it timed perfectly.
Our content is in line. Do we have any other announcements to make?
I don't think so. Oh, do we? I don't. You know better than I, probably.
Not really. I mean, people have inquired about Vogue Knitting Live.
Right. Yeah, people have inquired about Vogue Knitting Live.
We will not be attending.
Not be attending.
No. Hopefully,
we will not be. We will not be vending. Is what Diane means.
No, not this year. We'll be vending through the shop.
Yeah.
It will be the first. I'm feeling a little FOMO, but it's okay. I know that
we might be well.
Go ahead. You could say.
No. I'm not going to say.
We're going to see if we can try to come up with something to maybe feel like we're part of VKL. We'll try to figure out a way to share our presence. It might be a little bit remote, or you might have to hop on a train if you're coming to Manhattan. Maybe come in a day or two early. We'll be open Thursday and Friday of that week, and you can always take a train. We're just a train ride away. I think it's 35, 45 minutes from Manhattan.
Well, it depends if you're on a rush peak or off-peak train, but
right.
Probably 35 if it's a peak train, 45 if it's not. But the thing is, you can get off the train and you can walk to the shop,
right?
If you wanted to. So that's it. That's the
gist of that.
The gist of that. Yeah.
Someone is asking, I should mention, I just read when I looked at the Elton pullover pattern, if you already own the pattern for Elton Cardigan, the Elton, I believe she's giving you 50% off the Elton pullover.
That's nice. That's nice.
So even though she did a spin-off of another pattern, she's not necessarily charging you the full amount, which is very thoughtful.
That's very nice.
So that's sweet. Rochelle, I'm sorry we're going to miss you, but you might find Pam there.
I told my daughter, I said, "Do you want to come to Vogue with me?"
What'd she say?
Audrey. She said she'd come. So I'm thinking, I said to her, well, we could go on Saturday, and what we could do is we could Uber back to her apartment in Astoria Saturday night.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I was thinking it'd be nice to stay in the city, but then why should I stay in the city if she's in Astoria?
It's right there.
She's right there.
It's a hop, skip, and a jump.
Hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, if I want to go back in, I don't know. We'll see.
You mean the next day? Wow.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll go on Saturday and then do a Sunday
tickets still
breakfast.
Available?
Yes, they're still available.
Okay,
correct. They're still available. So it's Friday night. Although someone was telling me that if you bought the Saturday Sunday ticket, they're now letting you in on Friday night.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. They're now letting you in.
I think they were saying that not as many. I mean, I don't know.
Not as many vendors.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my daughter said to me, my daughter Emily, who's in what business would you say she's in? She's in the other side, the vendor side of Emily, manufacturing textiles. She said that all the shows, when she goes to the shows, people are saying the first show after the pandemic.
It's hard.
It's a tough show because there's not whether there
Numbers
aren't
are
as
down.
Many attendees or as many
Vendors.
exhibitors. It's a tough
People
show,
are
the
still
first
scared.
one back, But so we'll see. We'll see. It should be fun though. I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's nice because I can go in when I want. I can leave when I want.
She won't be tied to the booth, is what she's saying.
Oh, but Dina and I, is it right, Dina? We never walked the show.
No.
People would say we never went to the floor below. We never saw what was around. If it wasn't on our path walking to the booth,
to the bathroom,
we didn't see it. Exactly. So it was just a difficult show to do. It was very, because we had to pack everything up to go, and then got back. That was another thing to unpack everything, right? But it was fun. It was fun seeing everybody. That's what you miss.
100%. So the pattern that we showed for the plush Paka, Rochelle, the dyer behind Moondrake, knit the Sophie scarf, which is what we showed. Our store will be open the week of Vogue Knitting Live. We won't be open that Saturday. I'll be out of town, but we will be here Thursday and Friday proceeding. So if you're coming out early to take classes, you can certainly take a train ride. We'd love to see you.
Exactly.
The package prices went up and folks had to download their vaccination cards. So perhaps that's why they still have tickets left.
When she says the what went down, the what was the first thing she said? The what?
The package prices went up.
So if you were attending, what you're saying is an intended. Well, that's the whole thing. Even for the vendors, from the vendor point of view, that went up and it's more expensive for the vendors to vend as well. I'm sure. I don't know, but I would assume, it's got to be more expensive than it was 3 years ago. Nothing goes down in price.
No, but I was really blown away by how expensive it was.
Well, that's hard. It's hard for vendors to fly in if they have to fly. They have to fly in. They need to get a hotel. They need to fly their merchandise in.
Right. We're just driving it in.
We're just driving it in.
But still.
Anyway, so we really were lucky in that regard that we didn't have that expense. But anyway, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's a day or 2 days if I want it to be.
So if you see Pam, stop her dead in her tracks. Say hello. 100%.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's it. That's what we have to share. And we'll see you.
We'll see you next Monday for sure. We'll be putting out a thing to let you know when we're going live next Monday, because I think we can do it a little differently, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do have an announcement, but we'll share that at the end of the week for Monday.
Yeah,
Monday's podcast.
Monday's podcast.
What did I want to say? Somebody had asked about the shift knit along. I believe the shift is starting February 16th is the first Zoom, and March 2nd is the second one. Mm-hmm. And I believe for Kari, we're starting at the end of the month in February.
Yeah, it's the 20. I want to say the 28th. I think.
I think you're right. Yeah. So the dates are linked on the website. You can always use the link below. Please hit subscribe. You'll be the first to know when we go live. All the links are in the show notes. And if you have any other further questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Have a good week. Happy knitting.
Bye.
These cookies have been calling me the whole time.